serious doubts emerge as Canterbury limp into the finals. Watching this game, they didn't look like scoring. They scored one try off a kick that was deflected that they ran the length of the field. It wasn't a good performance. It wasn't a confidence-building performance to not only themselves but their fans, and I would say their coach, even though Cameron was stoic in the press conference. Are you guys worried? Are you worried about the Dogs here after this one?
I've been worried about him some time. They've won 4 of their last 8 with Galvin at half-back, and one of those wins was against Penrith New South Wales Cup, which really doesn't count on the form guide, does it? And look, I think they're struggling. As you said, one runaway try from against the run of play. I think, I think they're in a bit of bother. I really do.
I think they're in massive trouble based on this performance. But I mean, a couple of weeks ago they almost beat Melbourne in Melbourne, so they're still capable of producing good performances. But based on what we've seen, particularly at the weekend, I mean, as much as Melbourne are battling with a few injuries, they can't beat them. Not in Melbourne.
I can't.
No chance.
You put the line through them now too.
Oh.
This
weekend, yeah, I'm putting the line through them,
okay.
right? Yeah,
right.
They can't beat Melbourne in Melbourne.
I think their marquee players have to really step up. It's something like they've lost confidence. And the more I think about the Lachie Galvin situation, they said that they can't win and, it's about Sexton. I probably would have taken that personally, because if I'm Crichton, that means that the whole team wasn't good enough to get them to the next level. So it's a bit of a kick in the belly where Shane Perry played halfback to Darren Lockyer and they won the comp. Sometimes those players in there, the way they're going...
future immortal, Gordy. Lockie is a future immortal.
Well, you don't know what Stephen Crichton and those guys are going to get to, right? But all I'm saying is they were on top of the table. It was going along nicely. And sometimes you need those players in the side.
It wasn't necessarily going along nicely.
So you're saying they made a mistake?
Okay, so what's happening now? So
before they made the change, they lost 2 of their last 4.
Are they a better side than what they were halfway through the year?
Well, if you base on the performances, the couple of performances before Galvin got there, I would say no. Because they were struggling before Galvin, the couple of games.
Are you sure?
Look at their form before Galvin.
You haven't done your homework.
Did you see his kicks the other night?
Yeah, he had an off night.
Mate, I've got a 6-year-old that kicked better than that.
I want to give you some facts.
Okay, give me facts.
First 19 rounds, Toby Sexton.
No, I wasn't talking about the first 19 rounds.
Well, that's what we're talking about.
That's not what I was talking about.
That's over half the comp.
We're talking about the changeover to Galvin. Yeah. First 19 rounds, they were averaging 23, 24 points a game. Galvin came in starting halfback round 20, they're now down to 21 points a game. As I said, they've won 4 from 8. Really 3 from 7.
Okay. But I wasn't talking about the first 19 games.
And to me, Galvin is a big story. He came to that club under unprecedented blowtorch, thanks to Richo offering him a 5-year, $6 million deal. Gus saying he's the best teenager ever. And he's had to slide into a football side.
That's the bigger one.
That was all that he had to slide into a football side. Now, I can see when you're watching a footballer, not as technically as you blokes, but what you can see is a guy who's suffering a little bit under the tension, the anxiety, and he's not playing a natural Lachlan Galvin game that we saw more regularly at the West Tigers. He's carrying the weight of that entire football side for the campaign. He is the chief playmaker.
Craig Gower, one of our best halfbacks, was on him last week. I thought he put it perfectly. He said, well, he wasn't a halfback to begin with. So everyone's forgotten about that. He wasn't a halfback. They bought him as a halfback and they've tried to turn him into one at a Premier club coming first to win a premiership to better their team. It's not easy to do that in first grade rugby league as how old is he, 21, 20? As a 21-year-old kid. Add to that the expectation,
the
pressures. To do that and to come in and the weight, like you said, that is on his shoulders, and I think we've overestimated. I think we never have on this panel, but I think many have overestimated his talents at this age.
The game hadn't heard of him, really. Seriously, I hadn't really heard of him.
People within the game had, Gordy. Good judges.
You might have, but I didn't, right? Yeah. And then when I sat with Phil Good, and I'm telling you, and I was a 20-year-old guy and I'd played State of Origin, and he called me a bench player. That was ringing in my ears for like 5 years. I couldn't imagine if he told me I was the best kid he's ever seen. I couldn't imagine that. And the pressure going out there and then trying to live up to that. Then he put me down where I had motivation, but to put you up on a pedestal like that, and he's got to go out there every week and the game sits there and waiting for this kid, because one of the greatest judges and football brains in our game has put that tag on.
I think we've got to remember this is not a short-term play, right? I mean, Galvin is a long-term play. They got a 19-year-old. I think he was 19 when he went there. He's 20 now. He might have been 20.
It might not be a short-term play, Reedy, but it doesn't mean they needed to move him straight in and put the pressure straight
But
on
they
him
clearly
at 7.
thought, Bray, they weren't going to win the comp the way they were. So they went out and got a guy that they thought could help them in the comp. Maybe not this year, but for the next 4 years after that.
Do you think he'll be halfback next year and the years beyond?
Well, he's going to have
Halfback, I'm asking you halfback.
Well, clearly that's the way they're thinking.
No, you know that's not the case.
Well,
you
Mitch
know
Woods is there. Sorry, Mitch Woods there.
Mitch
So he'll
Woods.
move to 6 eventually, I'd imagine.
And what'll happen to Matt Burton?
Well, maybe he moves to 13, Buzz. He'll be in the side somewhere. He's a good footballer, really good footballer. And Gus Gould isn't the only guy who said that Lachlan Galvin's a very, very, very talented footballer. He will be in that team somewhere. He mightn't be the 7. Yeah. He may not be the 6. He might be the 13, but he will be in that team. And he'll make them a better team.
I said to you when this story broke that Lachlan Galvin's a 19-year-old kid, right? And he had his issues at the West Tigers, which were almost self-inflicted by going to Richo with the dossier. A great manager would have said to Shane Richardson, the boy's 19.
You're not blaming his manager.
No,
come on.
Yeah, I am.
Oh, come on, man.
Just let me finish. And would have shown more of a duty of care and said, we do not want to discuss his future right now. A mid-season switch of clubs on the back of 7 complaints at 19 years of age, the blaze of publicity it's going to create. Let's wait till the end of the season, thrash it out then, go and join the Bulldogs,
he didn't want to be there,
summer.
Buzz. He didn't want to be there.
Suck it up, Reedy.
All right, we've got some breaking news from Fairfax Media. Gus and Serrano have extended until 2031. So it's a big signing for the Bulldogs. There they are, both Gus Gould and Cameron Serrano.
Did Gus just tweet this one?
They have extended their contracts, which is amazing news for the Bulldogs.
It's great news.
They've had great success so far.
It's
unbelievable.
fantastic. And you know what? They're going to sign Stephen Crichton until 2030 as well. So with Crichton, Gus and Cameron, that
Great
is the
leadership.
foundation for them to build a Melbourne, Penrith sustained success.
Yeah. Oh, it's great news for the club. I mean, you hinted at Serraldo on the weekend, I think, Buzz.
Serraldo, I wrote Serraldo
and Steve Crichton.
Crichton, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's massive.
I was never going to get the Gus story, mate.
No, you wouldn't.
What do you reckon in terms of
Which one?
2 long-term deals? Both. What would they be
All
on?
3 of them be on at least $1 million. I'd imagine Gus is on more than $1 million.
Oof, wow.
Well, Crichton's on $1 million, we know that. Or he's going to be on $1 million. Serraldo, the going rate for the good coaches now is $1 million a year minimum.
Minimum.
Canterbury spend more money on football, not in the salary cap because they're restricted like everyone else, but that academy they've set up and what they're paying.
Isn't there a salary cap on that? Is there a soft cap?
There's a soft cap, but you can break the soft cap and it doesn't cost you competition points. It's just there, and there are some financial punishments involved in that. But to have Gus and Serraldo on that sort of money, they've got to bust the cap.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And for all we say, all I've said over the years about Gus, there's no question he's done a terrific rebuild.
Unbelievable.
And you know what? As we've been talking about all year, the job's nowhere near complete, right? They're a chance of playing in a grand final this year, but their success is aimed long term. And Adam Joyce says this: they want to be a Melbourne Storm.
Yeah.
They want to make it 20 years in a row.
They'll win a comp at some time.
I believe they'll win one.
Of course they will. Most clubs will.
Probably not.
No, they're doing everything right. This has just been a bit of a
I reckon they got this decision
hiccup.
wrong.
You reckon?
In hindsight, they probably wouldn't have done it the way it's all unfolded. To be
What's
quite
that,
honest.
mate? Sorry.
Oh, the Galvin situation. Like, mate, it
that's
was
what I
messy.
said. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, you asked me, for my opinion, and I said, well, give me a month, and you put it back on me last week. And with every week, I lose more belief and confidence in it.
I'll tell you
that's
what
being
bought-
honest. I just
I'll tell
do.
you what bought him time, Galvin, that one Harbour Bridge pass against St George that set up the match-winning try. Right at the death. And if you need a miracle when you're playing a team as low as St George on the ladder, that says you've got struggles.
I think it's important to say this is not just Galvin's fault.
No.
It's just the fact that it was such a big... Again, people think that
It's a
we're
big
picking
story.
on Galvin. It's not. It's a big story. Mid-season, they bought him for a certain reason. They wanted to win a competition. All the drama that unfolded behind it at the West Tigers and the transition to Canterbury. We're going to talk about it because...
But it's going to build, Braith. It's going to build. If they bomb out
And they
this
knew that
weekend...
too.
if they bomb out, now I just think someone with Toby Sexton's experience.
So you reckon bring him back in?
No, I'm not saying bring him back in. I'm saying he'd be better equipped at this stage of his career
you are saying bring
to
him back
handle the day-to-day pressure.
That means you are saying.
I'm
bring him
not
back
challenging Cameron Serrato's just signed $1 million deal and telling him how to pick a footy side.
Yeah, but
Sounds
they
like
don't,
So I'm not. I'm just
they
having
don't get every decision
No.
right.
Their forward
Hey?
pack's been getting belted too, Braith. I know it's easy to put the finger at Lachlan
Yeah, but they were
Galvin.
getting belted under Sexton too. It's the same forward
Not as
pack.
bad as they've been recently.
Same forward
Yeah,
pack.
but they were handling themselves
So
better
what's happened
better
in
in
8
the
weeks?
season.
So the forwards have gone from
I don't know why
bulldozers
they're now
to...
getting carved up. I don't know why. I haven't studied them enough. But I know they're getting smashed in the middle of the park.